Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video on the Starlink Mini, which is currently on sale for $299. That is an amazing price for this product. I thought I got it on sale at $100 off, but now this price is blowing me away. I'm really jealous and I'm happy for those interested in getting a Starlink Mini at this amazing price. This is not a sponsored video. I bought this earlier this year to take camping with me, and a lot of people say, why are you taking the internet with you while camping? Well, as a content creator, I'm always needing to upload information whether or not I have a cell phone reception. It helps me get in touch with my family when I'm camping away from them. So it's a very useful product. It's not about fun and games. It has a lot of purpose when it comes to emergencies and whatnot. So let me share a few details about the Starlink Mini. I'm going to compare it to my current home internet with AT&T, and I'll also hotspot it with Verizon. So let me share with you my results on bandwidth tests and a few other things about the Starlink Mini that perhaps maybe the other reviewers have not shared with you. Next on Mission Off-Road. So this is my laptop bag. I confiscated it from my son, and this is one that's stayed with me throughout the years. Here's my laptop. And also in this bag is the Starlink Mini. So here how thin it is compared to my laptop, and here's the size compared to my laptop. It's very similar to the dimensions of any laptop. This one, the Starlink Mini, is actually smaller than this particular laptop. So just for a size reference, it's the size of a laptop. So here's the kick-out stand that it comes with. I believe it also comes with a stand to connect to a mounting pole, if you're going to use it in that manner. So the Starlink Mini also comes with an AC adapter, which is a lot of adapter. Look at all these wires. But it's somewhat necessary because your power source might be away from getting the best reception. So that's why this cord is so long. So this is an AC adapter. It comes standard with an AC adapter. And I will connect it to this power supply right here. But also available for the Starlink Mini, which is not the case for the standard Starlink dish, is powered by USB-C. So I bought this off of Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below in case you want to buy this particular one, which works fine. Sometimes people have purchased USB-C cords and it did not work. So this particular one, I will put a link, and I can assure you this particular cord works. The only thing about this cord is that it's probably not weatherproof or weather resistant to some extent. So you can see the actual Starlink adapter has some rubber around it to seal it, and this one doesn't. The Starlink website actually sells one. For whatever reason, I cannot find it, nor does it seem to be available. A friend of mine has a USB-C cord from Starlink, and I believe it has some rubber around it to make it weatherproof. So it goes in here. So there is a gap, and for my purpose, this is probably not the best situation because I take this outdoors with me, and it would be best for it to be more weather resistant if I want to use the USB-C. So this versus this. And as I plug it in, you can see that it is sealed Not fully waterproof or anything like that, but it is, the connection is quite protected from the elements. So if you could find the right one that's protected from the elements, I recommend you do so if you'll be using it outdoors a lot. Again, this kickout stand is removable. And a lot of companies are making adapters for it. In this case, so here's the other adapter that it comes with. This is to connect it to a pole. And you just tighten it and it connects to it. A company called Devos Outdoor or Devos Lighting, they sell a lot of lights, and this adapter they created fits on top of their light. So their light's on a tripod, they have the light, and then they have this adapter. So I will be able to put the Starlink Mini on the light, which is on a tripod high up. So you will see that a lot of different companies are making adapters for the Starlink Mini, including mounts to mount to your car, windshield, sunroof. So there are a lot out there. Currently, I am not using those devices, although I am in search of something that can place the Starlink Mini on my dashboard. It's not super important right now, but that is something I'm interested in checking out, putting the Starlink Mini on the dashboard and getting a stronger Wi-Fi signal and getting stronger internet as we travel, since the Starlink Mini is meant to be for roaming. All right, I'm gonna fire up the Starlink Mini first with the AC cable, and I want to share with you how much power it draws with AC, and then how much power it draws with USB-C. So I'm gonna plug it in. I'm plugging it into my power supply. So right now I have the Starlink Mini connected to the power supply, and it looks to be averaging at 35 watts. Now it's down to 25 watts. So this Blue Yeti is a AC-180. It has 1100 watt hours, and right now, again, the Starlink Mini has settled down to 20, is drawing about 20 watts. Earlier it was at 30ish, now it's down to 20. It's fluctuating, but according to this Blue Yeti AC-180, which again has 1100 plus watt hours, it could sustain this device for 24 hours. It's moving from 21 to 25 hours. So keep that in mind. It does draw substantial power, and if you're sharing this with other devices on your trip, like your fridge, or if you need to power other devices, this is drawing an average of like 25-30 watts. And again, this battery pack will only sustain this device for roughly 24 hours. So what you want to do is, when you're done using it, you want to unplug it. You don't want to have it running all night, all day long on your trip. Use it when necessary. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you control this, and you don't want to kill your battery supply, because you might be needing it for your fridge, or to charge your phones, or to charge your camera. So just keep that in mind. So I am turning off the AC. And let me switch this over. I'm going to switch this over to the USB-C adapter. Now you notice the AC cord was extremely long. I mean, super long. I could have this way out, but this particular wire is not that long. So I'm connecting it to USB-C, turning it on, and let's see if there's a difference in power consumption. So it's up at 37 watts, 36 watts. Let's see if it settles down. So it seems to be going down to the upper teens. It's at 1920, 18, 1920. So that's interesting. So we're at 15, between 15 and 20. See, I didn't see that really with the AC adapter. I don't think the AC adapter ever dipped down to the teens on power consumption. And the battery pack is reporting that it can sustain this device for 68 hours. I just saw it go down to 11. So it's fluctuating between like 15 and 22. Again, this is not a long-term review. I'm sure this is not a scientific experiment by any means, but based on what this power supply is reporting, using the USB-C adapter, which is capable of 100 watts according to this outlet here, the Blue Yeti with 1100 watt hours can sustain the Starlink Mini for a good 68 hours, which is huge. Just based on this, I think the immediate conclusion is using a USB-C cable is much more efficient than using an AC adapter. And by the way, that is a huge advantage in getting the Starlink Mini over the standard dish, because the standard dish the standard dish is only compatible with the AC. There are people that have done DIY conversions to connect the standard dish to USB-C, but it involves a lot of extra accessories, and it's not actually that cheap. So with the current price of the Starlink Mini, you want to jump on this device. I need to add that the standard Starlink dish does have more bandwidth than the Mini. Got to check out those numbers for yourself to see what that means to you. Again, I'm using it to upload content, and I was able to use the Starlink Mini to stream from King of the Hammers in Johnson Valley. So I was able to live stream some of the events from Chocolate Thunder, which was pretty cool. I was able to upload videos from camp. I was able to run my cloud applications, Adobe cloud applications from camp, and I was able to FaceTime my son and my wife, who are in different places. All three of us were in different places while I was in Johnson Valley. We were able to FaceTime. There was like zero Verizon reception in Johnson Valley during King of the Hammers, and so I was glad I was able to use the Starlink Mini while I was there. Yeah, it's still reporting that it can sustain this device for like 67, 68 hours. So yeah. So that's a huge advantage of the Starlink Mini, being able to use USB-C. So let's do some bandwidth tests. For the bandwidth test, I'm gonna use the AC because I'm gonna lay out the dish in the middle of my driveway to point it to the satellite. So I need that's why I need this longer cable. Or I can bring the power supply to the location of the Starlink. So I could use the shorter cable, bring the power supply and the dish, keep it together. But in a real world scenario, this would be powering my fridge, which would be in the car. And so I would need this long cable. All right, so the Starlink is doing a bunch of updates for the software and probably for the Starlink itself. So while that is happening, I think it's done though, but let's do some bandwidth test with my laptop and my home internet, which is with AT&T on fiber. So this is probably not going to be a fair test, but I just want you to know have a comparison between the Starlink Mini, AT&T on a fiber network. Right now, my laptop is outdoors with me, and my router is inside the house, so it's going to communicate through the cement walls through the walls of my house. So it's not right next to each other. So there's going to be some slight disadvantage. So again, I'm connected to my home internet. So let me hit start on the speed test. So for my home internet via AT&T, my download is 244 megabits per second, according to this bandwidthtest.net website by Passmark Software. I think they're highly reputable in this stuff. That's considered fast, and my upload speed is 75 megabits per second. So that is our first test using home internet. So my next test will be using my phone, which is on the Verizon network. I will use my phone as a hotspot, which is probably the most common way for people to get internet when they're out and about camping, assuming that there is cell phone reception at your campsite. I've turned on my hotspot, and I will connect my laptop to my hotspot. It is connected, and let's run 2 tests for good measure. So should I hold this up in the air? I'm not sure. The bandwidth test results for the Verizon hotspot were extremely low. I ended up doing it like 4 or 5 times. And I checked the Verizon website. You know, the hotspot service is a degraded service compared to using your internet straight off your phone. It might be a combination of my service plan and my iPhone, which is somewhat old. I will provide some results. It's just not what I was expecting. Okay. 18 megabits down, 8 megabits up. The website labels this as a very low connectivity, low bandwidth. So I guess we're gonna have to live with that for the test. So now I'm gonna connect to the Starlink. I have not repositioned the satellite for the best alignment. So let's see where we're at now. I'm gonna turn on Starlink. So I have Starlink. I've connected My phone is now connected to the Wi-Fi of the Starlink, and let's see alignment. So here we have the alignment almost fine. It's telling us how to position it, and let me do that now. So now it says the Starlink is aligned. As you can see, the rectangle is within the rectangle facing up to the heavens. And I will connect my laptop to the Starlink as well. So right now it's connected to my phone. I will, no, not that one. I will connect it to my Starlink. My laptop is now connected to my Starlink. I will disconnect my phone from the Starlink so it's not sharing any bandwidth with my laptop. Turning off Wi-Fi there. So my phone is no longer on the Starlink. My laptop is the only device connected to my Starlink. So I'm going to hit again on the bandwidth test and see what happens. While this is going on, let me just say we just have some clouds up in the sky, and to be honest with you, I live with some power lines, so I don't know if that's disrupting anything. And here's what we're getting from the website. We have 68 megabits download and a 6 megabit upload, and the Passmark software is labeling this as acceptable. That is much better than my Verizon hotspot, using my phone as a Verizon hotspot. Way better. Again, not as good as the home internet, which is connected to a fiber optic network. So that's pretty awesome to have that much power, internet power with you when you really need it, when you're out in the desert or up in the mountains or wherever there's no cell phone reception. Having this device will totally exceed the bandwidth of my particular phone and service. It might be different for you. Keep in mind the Starlink is susceptible to bad weather or clouds, trees. You really need to have it out there, and that's why it's important to have a long enough cord to put it out, to give it good line of sight, to give it good clear skies. So I'm going to do one more test, and I will do it within the Starlink Mini app. So the Starlink is aligned, and I will do a speed test. I will do a speed test with the Starlink app. Let's see if it beats out the bandwidth test.net results. So 67 megabits download, 8 megabits upload. Slightly better on the download, slightly better on the upload. So the app and the website are pretty much similar, in my opinion. One final thing I want to mention is the subscription plan. Let's go to starlink.com. I'm going to go to Rome. So again, why we're talking about this today is because the Starlink Mini on the Starlink website is $299. And they're showing two plans on the website. 50 gigabit transfer per month for $50. And then they have unlimited for $165 a month. So you have 50 per month or unlimited for $165 a month. But there's another plan that they don't show you unless it's buried, like that wire that I can't find. When I tried to pause my $50 a month plan, they offered me a $10 a month plan that gives me 10 gigs of transfer per month, which is actually perfect for my situation because I'm not using this on a monthly basis, and I probably go on a camping trip every other month. So based on my usage so far, every time I've taken this camping, I've never exceeded 10 gigs of transfer of bandwidth on the trip. For the sake of comparison, just so you have an understanding of activities. So our last camping trip, we went to Joshua Tree. My son was home from college, and we love watching TV together. We're going camping, and after dinner, we were in the tent watching Severance. We were watching Severance. So Severance episode is about an hour. So it was I ate up 1 gig, and then the following night we watched another episode of Severance, and it was slightly over a gig. So that gives you an idea. 1 hour stream through Apple TV cost us about 1 gig. We were watching Apple TV on this laptop. I don't remember how much bandwidth I used at KOH, but again, that was sharing my bandwidth with, I think it was like 3 of my friends were connected to it, and they were doing their typical phone usage, and I streamed and my friends streamed. We didn't eat up too much. It was like, I think under 3 gigs for sure that weekend of streaming, live streaming, and casual use on their phone. And again, my friends were using it to contact their family, etc. So there you have it. The Starlink Mini is currently $299. I'm not sure how long that price will be. I find it very useful, especially for emergency purposes. My wife does not come with me on all my trips, and I give her some peace of mind with the ability to contact her. I have the ability of being reached by my family via WhatsApp, FaceTime, or whatever. So it's really useful. It's at a great price right now. And again, there is a secret $10 plan which might be best for you because it works out perfect for me. And if you actually don't want to pay anything because maybe you're not going to be using it that month, you are able to pause the service. So you pretend you have your $50 a month service and you're not going to be using it in July at all. You can pause the service. It knows when your service starts and ends. You can't retroactively collect the bandwidth that you did not use. You're going to lose it for that month. But you're able to pause the service and start brand new, fresh when you reactivate. But for $10 a month, I find that really convenient. I've taken this Starlink to hotels. Like, imagine a hotel only gives you 1 connection per visit. So like my wife will need it for work, so I can use the Starlink and point it out the window. And that's what I wanted to mention earlier. When I went to KOH, I ran into other people using the Starlink Mini, and they were not pointing the Starlink to its most optimal position. So that was surprising, because I was new to it. I would plug it in, start using my app to correct the orientation, but they were just mounting it on their car. It was mounted to their car, pointing in whatever direction, and they were still getting service. And someone explained to me that Starlink has tons and tons of satellites out there, so it's no surprise it still works. So there you have it. The Starlink Mini is $299 right now. I don't know how long this price will be for. I'm not trying to be a huge advocate of using technology when you're out camping, but again, it's good for emergencies. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.